Hey guys, I'm Unblessed Data, and welcome to another review. This time we have The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 4, the big 4-4. Last season, Episode 4 was crazy. A lot of action, a lot of stuff happened. This episode kind of took the opposite approach. It's really slow and more character-driven, like character development-driven, I guess I could say. But I don't know, I'm really mixed about this episode. I'm not sure if I like it or I hate it. I'm more leaning toward the hate it side, but I'll tell you why in a second. But anyway, before I go any further, this review will contain spoilers, so if you do not want to know what happened, go watch the episode and come back. So, this episode kind of handled things a little bit differently. It switched between two groups of people, like the shots of the actual episode. The first group is Daryl, Michonne, Bob, and Tyrese. They went out from the previous episode and they got cut off by that giant herd, so they're running on foot now, trying to figure out what to do. And then Rick and Carol go off on their own to find some antibiotics and food for the group. They're running low on food, so yeah. Now, what makes me kind of angry is that it switches so often between these two groups, like shot here, switch to this shot, go back to this group. It made me feel like nauseated in a way. I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but really it felt like too much. Like, here, go, look back there. Like, I don't know, it just really made me feel like disoriented. I didn't really like that at all. I mean, if they're gonna focus on like switching back and forth into the groups, I think that they should just at least give it a little bit longer stretch for each time that they're gonna switch back and forth. But that's just my opinion. The other thing is, there's a really nice scene in this episode, probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole show so far. It really showed what Carol is all about. It was right at the beginning, too. Carol is talking to Lizzie, the girl she's kind of, like, taking care of now. And, Lizzie accidentally calls her mom, and she's like, don't call me mom. And, she gives them, like, this speech. And I just feel like it really sums up the whole show, like, what Carol was saying there. And it was really awesome. You should really see it for yourself, because I won't have the same impact if I just recite it. It was just a really, really good speech, and I thought it was perfect, in my opinion. The acting was, like, spot on by Carol there, so I have to applaud that. But other than that, a lot of big things happened, but just, I don't know, it felt kind of out of place to me, and I understand what they were going with it. They really developed Carol's character, and, usually when they develop a character really far in, they're just going to kill them off, kind of just get you emotionally attached to them, and then they kill them. But they didn't do that in this episode. I'm going to go right to the punchline here. Rick kicks Carol out of the group, and she kind of just like leaves her to herself to fend for herself. And basically, Rick did that because he feels like she's kind of like a different person. And I understand where he's coming from. Like, she killed two people for this, like, the safety of the group, right? And that's what she's saying. Like, I killed them because I thought it was going to help the group. And it's almost like she's gone too far into this whole surviving thing with, like, teaching the kids how to use knives, which I kind of agree with, but she's like, survive, and she kind of crossed the line of, okay, don't do this, though, trying to survive, you know what I mean? And she actually brought up a good point, like, yeah, I killed for the group, but you did too, you killed Shane. And of course, Rick says, oh, that's different, he was trying to kill me, blah, blah, blah. But then Carol says, but they were going to kill me also with this disease, which is a huge point there. Like, I thought that little talk was really awesome, but Carol just really changed the past couple episodes, which is really apparent. But like, she wasn't even mentioning Sophia's name when it was brought up. Didn't want Lizzie to call her mom. Like, she's just a different person. She's kind of like almost kind of turning into like a governor character almost, like really emotionless, just survive, do whatever you want, kill people if you have to, you know what I mean? So, I understand where that was going, and I think I like that they developed her character, like, so much in this episode, and then just decided to kick her off. I don't know if I like that decision, because then it just leads to, like, okay, she's gonna come back as the season finale or something. Like, that's what I think's just stupid about it. But it does open up the door for a lot of other scenarios to happen, which is why I like it. So you can see, like, I like the decision that they made, but yet I hate it at the same time. I don't know, because with Carol gone, is Rick just gonna say, yeah, she died, like, just on this little trip, or I kicked her out? Is he going to say that? Is he going to tell Tyrese that she was the one that killed Karen and all that? Because that would open up another argument right there. And how is Daryl going to respond to Carol being gone? That's also, like, another thing right there. Well, is Daryl going to be angry at Rick now? Like, are they going to start a feud? We don't know. But I like that part of it because it opens so much possibilities. But again, I don't like it because if she just comes at the end of the season and like saves the day, or yeah, I'm working with the governor, it's so cheesy and just so predictable, just stupid. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. What else happened in this episode is that Tyrese, he's still holding on to all this anger that Karen died and all that, and like it almost gets himself killed. And if he keeps on doing this, it's just gonna lead to more bloodshed, and he's eventually gonna die. I mean, he was fighting a walker, and he's holding on to the walker. Like, he could have just let go of the walker, and he would have been fine. But no, he's holding on. His anger is just building up. He's just holding on to it. So again, like, he's making stupid decisions, but what else can he do? He needs to stop. But again, I think, like, last season when Tyrese was like first introduced, I didn't like his character at all. And again, I really like his character in the comics, but just his character in the show was so one-sided. It was stupid, just really stupid. Like, he didn't do anything. And then now they're kind of like going with him a little bit more, like driving the story with him, with his whole anger thing, which I like because I want him to be this like crazy cool dude he was in the comics. But I think it's leading to that, and I hope they keep on focusing on him because I don't know why they would just let that go to waste. And even Michonne, they're kind of developing her. Like, Tyrese, Daryl, and Michonne, they're really developing a lot, which is good. I mean, this whole episode was basically just character development. And I know a lot of people are going to say I hate this episode just because of that. There wasn't a lot of action. Me, I like action, but I like character development just as much. So, I mean, this episode was a treat to me. But, again, some of the decisions I don't particularly like that they did, and that's kind of why the reason I have second thoughts on this episode, not because it didn't have any action, like, just like typical response, you can say. But the group of Daryl's group with Daryl, Tyrese, Michonne, and Bob, they went to the place that they're supposed to go, the little school. I'm pretty sure it was a college, to get medicine. So they got there, they got all the medicine, they were leaving. This is another thing that happened. Bob took another bottle. He's an alcoholic. He took a bottle of like whiskey or something, put it in his bag. Now this is where, this was so bad. This part, like they got out of the window. They're like up on like a story high or something like that, and they all jump out the window. Not even jump. They just step over the window. When Bob goes over the window, he like jumps and like awkwardly falls, and it looked so unrealistic. It was horrible, and like it's just stupid. Like, that would never happen. Like, it just looks so unnatural and unreal. But anyway, he like falls over, and the bag he was holding like dangles over like the little roof, and like walkers are pulling it. And when they bring it up, Daryl finds out that he has a bottle in there, and again he was like risking his life for the bottle again. So Daryl gets all upset of him, and he like rubs his face on his face, and that part was really stupid too. I understand what he's doing, like trying to intimidate him, like stare into my eyes kind of thing, but it just looks stupid, like, honestly. And I don't know. And the last thing that really made me angry is when Rick and Carol were going through all the houses before he kicked her out. They met these two people that were still alive, and they kind of just died immediately. But before that, their acting, especially the guy's acting, was bad. Like, really bad. Like that's how he was talking like that. Like, it just makes me angry. Like, Carl was a better actor than him. That's saying a lot. So, I mean, there was strong performances from other cast members, but it stood out like a Thor. Something just made me angry. So, yeah, that's all that really happened in this episode. I know I'm taking a little bit of a short form of this review because I'm not going through every point, but I really felt that this episode and this review for this episode had to be about just my thoughts on it more than what actually exactly happened, because, it's really confronting. Like I don't even know if I really like this episode. I thought it was good in its own right, but again, some of the like decisions just kind of make me angry. I know I said that a couple times, but it's the truth, and I want to hear what you guys think, especially. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and we can engage in a little conversation of wits. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. This review, too. I keep on saying episode, I don't know why. But thanks, guys, for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later with my review on Arrow in a couple days and Walking Dead again in a week. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.